Join Daryl McCance and Yvette Walker every Tuesday at 3 p.m. on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, and on the internet at KMET TV for the Southern California Business Report. The show is dedicated to highlighting successful businesses and the individuals behind them. Daryl and Yvette interview the incredible people managing these enterprises that range from awe-inspiring sole proprietors to world-renowned organizations. The Southern California Business Report, Tuesdays at 3 p.m. on KMET AM and on the internet at KMET TV.
We are here with Bill Morris, the author of The Formula of Success. And he shared in the previous segment an absolutely classic exercise that he uses when he's working with students out there at UCI, University of California, Irvine. And this is a New Yorker that we have captured. We have him in Southern California, and he's making Southern California shine. And he's sharing with the students there what success is, how to put a realistic expectation together, how to put a plan together, and then prepare for those things that are going to come and enjoy the process. Is that a decent summary, Bill?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. And so let's jump in where we left off. You were talking about a phase one where you have students come together and two of them are selected as CEOs of their company and
co-CEOs. Yeah, well, CEO and then a backup in case somebody's sick or whatever. Yeah.
How many students total in each group?
6.
Fantastic.
And 15 groups.
Very nice. Very nice. And then at some point, they have to go through a downsizing, you mentioned.
Yep.
And they have to take one of the people and let them know that they're going to have to seek employment elsewhere.
Correct.
And you give them an opportunity to look at the other groups that are part of the program.
They go to another team, correct.
Got it.
So what happens basically on that, Daryl, is that once they're picked to be transferred to another team, it could be for a variety of reasons. It could be, I've seen things where most of the people in one group were all women. They wanted the guy out. I've seen it where most of them are guys. Maybe they wanted the woman out. There's been situations where somebody just doesn't carry their load, of course. There's also times where somebody is just terribly shy and doesn't integrate with everybody. And it can be a variety of reasons. But it often comes down to personality and, how do people get along with one another. So the story that I mentioned to you was I got a phone call one day from one of my students, and she invited me to the National Honor Society. She said, "Professor, could you be, my sponsor at this big dinner? There's going to be 150 people there." I said, "Sure." So we get there and we're sitting at a beautiful, dining room table and so on and so forth. And, she turned to me and she said, "Professor, I was one of the ones that got fired from my group." And I looked at her and I said, "Really?" I said, "So tell me about it." And she said, "Honestly, it was the best thing that ever happened to me." And I said, "How so?" And she said, "I was terribly shy and I didn't speak up and I didn't really make a contribution to the group. And once I got into the new group, it was totally different. I started developing a personality." And she said, "That personality I developed worked out so great because I recently applied for med school and I got into the med school based on my interview with them and my personality. And so I was just so deeply touched. Every threat can be an opportunity. It's just a matter of how we look at it and how we process it. And a lot of people end up wearing a hair shirt and start whining about stuff. But, a lot of times these things are blessings. And, just as a sidebar, and we can leave this story, go. What I've developed over the years is last year, all the people that got fired out of my 15 groups, there was 15 people that got fired. And they went, before they went to another group, I wanted to talk to them out in the hallway. And I did. I talked to my 15 people that got fired. And most of them were distraught and so on and so forth. I said, well, don't be distraught. I said, no, because in this class that I have, you never know what to expect. I said, so this is what's going to happen. You, 15 people who got fired, are now the new CEO of your group.
Wow.
So they had to step up, and they really had to learn very, very quickly. You know, half of them were thrilled about this, and the other half were like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But the more you can get somebody prepared for the real world, the better off you are. They don't have to be my friends. You know, they just have to know that I love my kids. I want the best for them, and I want to find them jobs. And that's what it's all about for me.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful that you have developed this platform for students to engage in real life scenarios and go through the process and actually experience the feelings that go along with those everyday occurrences when you're in business.
Yeah.
So for that, I think that's just remarkable. What would you say, those groups that you speak about, do they focus on certain parts of the economy? I mean, is there a trend that you see in terms of what type of businesses they're looking to develop, or do you pre-assign those?
Are we talking about my students?
Yes,
okay.
for the group exercises and becoming CEOs and having the group exercises within your curriculum.
Yeah. So what I have them doing, that, you know, to for at the university, there's several things that they have to do within the course, and one is the chapters. It's a book, so I have to kind of make sure they understand what's in the book, and also the cases. It's a case study. It's a strategy class, and so what I have them do. This is going to be crazy. So I have them prepare the chapters. And all 6 of them have to come up in front of the room and present the chapter. And then I bring another group. They have no idea who the other group is. They come up in front of the room and they present the same chapter. So it's a little bit like, you know, who made the better presentation? Who gave a better education? Who did the best job? And so how I grade them is I don't grade them. I let the students sitting in the seats grade them, and they can only give 1 A and 1 B.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not everybody gets a trophy. Unfortunately, that's the real world. So I have, you know, whatever the number is, the 78 or whatever the remaining kids that are sitting in the amphitheater, they have to put down, you know, which group gets the A and which group gets the B. And of course, they're freaked out about this because my students, you know, hate the word B, you know, they like the word A. But this is the way life is. Not everybody gets a trophy.
Join Daryl McCance and Yvette Walker every Tuesday at 3 p.m. on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, and on the internet at KMET TV for the Southern California Business Report. The show is dedicated to highlighting successful businesses and the individuals behind them. Daryl and Yvette interview the incredible people managing these enterprises that range from awe-inspiring sole proprietors to world-renowned organizations. The Southern California Business Report, Tuesdays at 3 p.m. on KMET AM and on the internet at KMET TV.